It is 2 in the morning. You are not doing anything important. You are lying in bed, perfectly still, and your brain is holding a full committee meeting about something you said at a party in 2016. Nobody called this meeting. Nobody approved the agenda. And yet, here you are, wide awake, rehashing a comment that the other person forgot approximately 4 minutes after it happened. If this sounds familiar, you are not broken. You are not anxious in a clinical sense. You have a brain that was designed to keep scanning, processing, and preparing, and it never received the memo that the workday ended. The real question is not why your mind won't shut up. The real question is what it is actually trying to do. And once you understand that, you get something far more useful than silence. You get control. Here is the thing most people get wrong. They treat a busy mind like an enemy, something to be defeated, suppressed, or drowned out with noise and screens and the entire back catalogue of whatever show they are currently using as a sleep aid. That strategy works exactly as well as you would expect, which is to say, not at all, because the mind does not respond to force, it responds to understanding. Psychologist Ethan Kross at the University of Michigan has spent years studying what he calls chatter, the inner voice that loops, catastrophizes, and narrates your life in the least flattering possible terms. His first major finding was both obvious and strangely comforting. Everyone has it. The internal critic that tells you your presentation was a disaster, that the text you sent was too much, that you are behind, falling short, and probably about to be found out. That voice is not unique to you. It is a feature, not a bug. It evolved to help your ancestors stay vigilant. It just did not get the update that says you are no longer living in a cave where missing a social cue could get you eaten. Kross's second major finding is where it gets genuinely useful. The volume of chatter is not fixed. It is not a personality trait you are stuck with. It is a system you can learn to modulate. And the single most effective technique he identified does not involve meditation, medication, or telling yourself to think positive. It involves a tiny shift in language that most people stumble onto accidentally, if at all. It is called self-distancing, and it works like this. When you are stuck in a mental loop, your brain is fully inside the experience. You are talking to yourself as I messed up. I said the wrong thing. And that first-person perspective traps you inside the emotion like a small room with no airflow. Self-distancing asks you to step outside that room by changing who is narrating it. You refer to yourself by your own name, not "why am I so stressed?" but "why is your name so stressed?" It sounds strange. But what it does neurologically is create enough distance for your prefrontal cortex, the problem-solving part, to come back online. You stop being the person drowning and start being the person watching from the shore. Kross found that people who used self-distancing showed lower emotional reactivity, recovered faster, and reached actual insights rather than just more spinning. Not because they cared less, because they could finally think. Now here is the part that most conversations about mental quiet leave out entirely. A quiet mind is not an empty mind. That is not the goal, and it is not possible. The mind generates approximately 50,000 thoughts per day, whether you ask it to or not. The goal is not to silence the committee. The goal is to stop letting the loudest, most catastrophic member run every meeting. That means the second practice is equally simple and equally easy to skip. It is called expressive writing. Not journaling in the aesthetic sense, not a gratitude list, not anything requiring a nice pen and a specific kind of mood. Just raw, uncurated writing about whatever is looping. 10 minutes, no audience, no editing, just getting the thing out of your head and onto a surface where your brain can see it as an object, rather than living inside it as an experience. Kross's research and a large body of supporting work shows that externalized thought, loses power. The same worry that felt enormous and urgent in your head looks different, often smaller, often solvable, sometimes even a little absurd when it is sitting on a page in front of you. Your brain has been carrying it around like it was precious cargo. Writing it down tells your brain it is stored now. It does not need to keep the loop running to make sure you do not forget. It is 2 a.m. Your brain is holding a meeting again. This time, step outside the room. Write down what it is trying to say. Call yourself by name. Let the committee member speak, and then let the rest of your brain respond. The meeting will end. It always does. You just finally have the tools to chair it.